Fidos of Reality, and this is Dexter from Fidos of Reality. And welcome to the live or the replay, depending on when you're watching. We're here in northeastern Pennsylvania, and I wanted to talk to you about my dog almost dying. Dexter is a 9-year-old, very healthy, very happy male Cocker Spaniel. He's really the love of our lives and such a good boy. And we all love our pets, right? So last weekend, literally 6 days ago, we took our very healthy dog to the beach. And we had a great day. He was running and playing and eating. No strange symptoms, no signs, no anything. And all of a sudden, we got home Saturday night from the beach. It's about a 2.5-hour ride here in Pennsylvania. And I wanted to check Dexter's ear because I thought he might be getting an ear infection. So I thought I would look at it. And I noticed that there were these little black, and I'm going to use Stunt Dexter, all along the inside of his ear, these black and red marks, more reddish, and right along this inner flap. And I thought, boy, he really must have been bit by some bugs. That's what I thought. And I noticed that he had this heavy discharge, and it was very dark, which is unlike anything I'd ever seen before. I found out later it was blood. All along, I'm going to have Darlene, who's taping for me, zoom in. All along Dexter's mouth. This is the inside flap of his lip. It was little red marks, and his gums were bleeding. Okay? So you want to make sure you know what normal is on your dog, so that if it's abnormal, you can act. So my first instinct, and Dar can zoom back on me, my first instinct was, oh my goodness, my dog's got an ear infection and he broke his tooth at the beach. That's what I thought. Well, once I saw what I'm about, I don't think you could see this too well, but this is a picture I took of our dog's inner mouth, and it's really close up. But on the bottom portion here, in between his teeth, right here, he was bleeding. Saturday night, last Saturday at 11:30 p.m. He was bleeding. And so my spouse said, let's get in the car. We're going over to the emergency vet. And so off the three of us went. And long story short, they checked Dexter out. Dex, you want to show everybody how you sit? Want to sit? Good job. They checked Dexter out and ran some blood work. And after about an hour, they came in and they said, your dog has 0 platelets. Not 1, not 10. Normal is about 250,000 and up. And he had 0. And what that means is if he got a bruise or a cut or a slice or anything where he bled, he would have bled to death. He actually, even a bruise, he could have bled to death. And I don't know when this started. I do his teeth every night diligently. I brush them. And it wasn't there Friday night. That I can tell you. His ear was fine on Friday. So whatever happened, it just exploded. So I had no, I consider myself well versed. I'm a health and wellness dog blogger, and I had no idea what this meant. I just know that they said 0 platelets. So now let's fast forward. Dexter's been in the hospital. He spent 4 nights in the hospital. He was in critical condition for 3 of them. They were building his platelets back up with a series of medications, and you can read all about this on fidosofreality.com. But I wanted to give you some in-person advice. So long story short, what we found out he has is a condition called immune-mediated thrombocytopenia, or IMT for short. And that is a phrase that means the dog has no platelets. The immune system literally attacked itself, and it treated platelets as if they were foreign invaders to the body. So imagine that. And I know people get this too. This is very common in Cockers. It really can happen to any dog. Sometimes you never find out why it happened. And especially for a dog who is so well taken care of. And, I pride myself on taking good care of the dog. And I could not believe it. I still can't. So one of the things that the internist said at the referral hospital is that Dexter needs to have some blood work done and sent out, and very specialized tests. So when you go to your vet, number 1, always, always, always ask for an IDEX, IDEXX SNAP 4 test. And what that does is in office, It tests to see if your dog is positive for anywhere between 4 and 6 tick-borne diseases, including things like anaplasmosis, Lyme disease, and Ehrlichia. Okay? That came back totally normal. They do it right there in the office. But our internist said we're sending the blood work out to a special lab. Well, lo and behold, today, you guys, we saw the internist, and Dexter's blood work came back positive for anaplasmosis. Here, buddy. And what that means is that a tick at some point in time got to my dog, and this particular disease attacks platelets. So can we 100% prove that that's what caused this? No, but we are leaning toward it. It's really dangerous to not have a good flea and tick preventative on your dog, and we use non-chemical. Even the best preventative care, your dog could still get a tick or a flea. I check him daily. Now it's probably going to be 3 to 5 times a day. We use a flea and a tick comb. I suggest you do that every time you bring your dog in. Your dog goes out to the bathroom, even if it's once or twice a day. At the end of the day, run your fingers through your dog. Check in there where ticks like to live, in their armpit, in their groin, underneath. And on these dogs with the floppy ears, you want to just see if ticks or fleas are catching on for a ride. And honestly, in all of the time that we've had Dexter, I've only ever found 1 tick on him, and I got it that day. I don't know what happened. I think I never will. That's what we're leaning towards right now. But this video is to let you know how to be a well-rounded pet parent and what to look for in your dog. So let's just talk about for 5 minutes what normal is, and that's so important. Dexter's going to have a treat, and here is a basic what you should see and what you should look at every single day of your dog's life. I actually would say to do this twice a day, because what your dog might look like in the morning may not be what he looks like at night. So look in your dog's ears, whether they're stand-up ears or whether they're floppy like this. You want to just feel them, you want to look at them, you want to inspect them, and you want to be sure there's nothing clinging on. Are they red? Are they bleeding? Are they smelly? Are they gunky? Have a vet check that as well. And so I'll see how long my supermodel here will look at me. Look at your dog's nose. Common for a tick-borne disease, if the dog is affected, they could get a bloody nose. And you may not even know it, but all of the capillaries in the dog's skin, they go all through our body, all through the dog's body. They could start bleeding, and that's what happened to Dex. Fortunately, his nose did not ever get affected. And here's Stunt Double Dex. That's the cuddle clone. So Dexter's going to leave, and I'm going to use Stunt Double Dex. So check the dog's nose. That's one thing. Another thing is go in their mouth. You want to know what normal is. He's bringing me the treats. Okay, if you come up, we'll show our friends. Come on. Come on up. Go find your spot. Good job. Now turn around. Can you do a sit? Good job. All right, we're going to go back to real Dex. So look in your dog's mouth. What's normal? You want the gums to look a nice, healthy, rosy, shrimp-colored pink. So you see how right now that's a nice, normal shade. That's not going to be what your dog's mouth looks like. That's what my dog's mouth looks like. See how nice his teeth are? He's 9 years old, and that's because I brush his teeth every night. Okay, so on Saturday, all of this gum line was bleeding. His teeth were, literally, it looked like his tooth was broken. It was bleeding. That's not normal. That was called petechiae. And that's the capillaries they were literally bleeding. He was bleeding. Another thing I would tell you to do is just touch your dog. Get to know your dog's body. Feel for what's normal. If you find a lump, a bump, any sort of lesion that wasn't there, every lesion should be inspected by a vet. What is your dog doing in terms of urinating and bowel movement? Look at it. Inspect it. I run a pH test on my dog's urine once a week. I get pH strips on Amazon. I dip them just like people do for their own home tests for urine. And I make sure that the urine is functioning, doesn't have any blood in it. I also have my vet run a urinalysis on him. For bowel movements, loose stool, anytime there's blood or the poop turns black, you guys, you definitely want to get to a vet. I will tell you, and this is the scary part, and not many folks know, but on day 2 with Dexter at the hospital, he started to poop black. And what that meant was his intestines, the capillaries were bleeding, and he was bleeding internally, and that's not good. What the vet told us, and this is what scares me to this day, but I'm grateful, is that because we got Dexter to the vet so fast, my wife and I, that's why he's alive. So had we waited until the next morning, and that was my first thing was going to be to wait. I'm very thankful that my wife said, let's just get in the car and go. And so we did. And now this guy is here, and you'll notice they had to run IV lines on him. And so he's got sort of what I'm calling poodle paws. They were so good to him. It was Northeast Veterinary Referral Hospital. And Dexter says, I'm out, man. But he's happy, he's healthy, he's got a long road ahead. He'll be on steroids for at least 3 months. You'll see him breathing heavy. That's a side effect of the steroids, along with 8 or 9 other medications. And we're just grateful he's here. So all of this is documented on my blog, Phytos of Reality. You can see what happened, and I'm going to give you one more piece of advice, and this is a lifesaver. When we first got our dog 9 years ago, I bought a simple notebook. And every time we go to the vet, I literally put the date and what happened. Okay? I even type things and put it in here. But just have all of your dog's vitals in it. What happened at that visit? What meds were dispensed? That way, when I was at the emergency hospital, I picked this up and I took it with me. And I was able to know, hey, here's what's going on with my dog. This is what you need to know. Here's the meds he's on. And let's roll. So they were able to act fast. And I'm going to give you another piece of advice. When we were discharged the other day, Dexter was discharged yesterday. I asked for copies of all of his reports. And this is everything. This is receipts. This is tests they ran. This is blood work. And that's for 2 reasons. I want it so I know if he ever has an emergency. Say we're on the other side of the country and there's a problem. I will have this with me and I can give that to that vet. And also part B is I have veterinary pet insurance for him. And having copies of everything is key. They will sooner fill my claim and they will make sure that everything is taken care of if I give them copies of everything. And I'm going to let you know that the insurance that I have, I could say it here. We go through Nationwide. It was veterinary pet insurance. We've been with them over 20 years. I'm not getting paid to tell you that. It's just FYI, just do something for your pet to have a savings or a pet insurance on hand. They generally pay about 90% of really big claims. I've not talked about this before, but we're up to almost $4,000. I know that's a big, steep bill for a lot of people. It is for me. The vet insurance will fill a large part of that, and then savings account we have for Dexter will fill the rest. My wife and I would work and do whatever we have to do for our dog, but it's nice to have in place. So whatever you do, I hope that my journey to hell and back with this helps you be a better pet parent. Read my blog and just know what normal is, so when abnormal happens, go with your gut also. If you think something's wrong, go with your gut. We visited the dog in the hospital twice a day. I think that was good for his spirits. We let the staff know we were coming, and that's the only time he would actually eat. So that's my journey. Thank you for loving us, for praying for us, for caring about us. I truly believe that that's why Dexter is here today, is our fast action and the love of our friends and friends who are now family. So thank you. This is Carol with Phytos of Reality. My heart beats dog, and have a great weekend. Bye.